Hello everyone, welcome to ACLM Classroom. This is Jason here. If you have seen some of the video clip that we have sent out in YouTube, you probably realize that those videos, we call it ACLM business videos. Basically, it's run in Mandarin. The reason we do that is because through our consultancy job, we want to share our hands-on, our actual experience that we have, combined with some of the data that we have gathered with the permission of some customers, to share it to businessmen and top management. Those are the reasons why we did that business videos. But why ACLM Classroom then? Reason number one is obviously we want to do it in English. Of course, bear with us, this is Malaysian English. Number two is we want to combine theoretical practice that we have with experience that we want to share in this classroom style. Why theory? These are the theories that we have learned throughout our years, that we learn it from books or from other management gurus, that we have been practicing it and to our own experience, that combined with it, that we're going to share it through this classroom. So it's not just theory, it's rather than using this theory in our consultancy job which works, and that's why we want to share. Number three is because the plans to cover these topics will be various type of topics that we discuss. We want to cover topics like management, very technical topics like how to install ERP and so on. So first of all, let's just talk about management. First question is, what is management? We asked even the top management guy like a CEO or a general managers, if you will ask them what is actually management, most of them can't really, including us, can't really pinpoint exactly what is management. In fact, they are right. It's rather difficult just to say what is management all about. Most will say that, as a general manager, their job will be taking care of bottom line, all things are executed smoothly, budget are taken care of, they have to provide leadership, visions, and so forth. What is this actually? It's very general, you can't really pinpoint, and that's why we want to come up with this program. Okay, for us, when we want to explain something which is complicated, normally we will go in line with our company's core value, which is built to break through. We want to build the fundamental. When our fundamental is strong, then you will be able to find your breakthrough. So every time when we come up with very complicated questions, difficulties, we always go back and check our fundamentals. So we go back to fundamentals of management. What is management all about fundamentally? To answer that, we want to answer you through what is called an organization first. What is an organization? Actually, when a two-person get together, they form an organization. Example, when a husband and wife get married, they are an organization. Except that, husband and wife marriage organization, who is the boss, sometimes very difficult to define the line. But if you work in a company like what we are in ACLM, my partner and my colleagues and the rest of the staff, we know exactly our roles and also what work we are supposed to do and our function of the job and things and our responsibilities. We lay it down very clearly. But when it comes to families, rather difficult. In fact, all of us are in an organization or more than one organization. Example, the church you go, like me and Stephen, we actually attended churches. And a church is an organization. So an organization is where a group of people get together. But what's the purpose of forming an organization? To what they want to do? The purpose of forming an organization actually is just to achieve certain goals that they set together to go into that. So an organization is to utilize 4 resources to achieve set of goals. Let me explain. Let me repeat. Organizations are a group of people set together to utilize 4 resources to achieve set of goals. And what are these 4 resources? Number 1, human. Number 2, financial. Number 3, physical. And last but not least, information. Let us go through one by one. Let's look at the first resource. And it is always the number one resource that we always consider. The first resource is human resource. You know, when we when we talk to some of the big bosses, when we say human are one of the most important resources that you have, most of them don't really quite agree to that statement, because to them some of the stuff that they have at the moment are actually becoming liabilities, no more a resource. They cannot perform to what they are supposed to be, and they become liabilities to the company. And these are something that we as staff have to consider it carefully. But anyway, to us, it is actually the resource. Human is one of the best resource a company should have. To answer you, another way is to give you a question. Let's start with this question. What will your answer? You probably will answer that the consumers are your best human resource. Consumers, our customers, are the one who give us money, the one who go and generate money for our company so that we can earn, we can run the company. But it's not true. In fact, it is the technician who built the bike are your human resource. Without the technician, there will be no products. Without the products, there will be no customers. Without customers, there will be no profit, no nothing. So it all starts well with the technician. The staff that you have are our best resources. Okay, next one, we're going to go through the next thing is financial. Financial resources can cover things like profits, investment, credit ratings, and so forth. But profits sometimes is very difficult, especially when it's something that easy to say but difficult to get it done. When I was a staff, I used to think that profits are dirty words. Because to me then, profits like something that, bosses keep on pressing us to work hard, get more money, earn more money, think all the ways to get profit so that our bosses can enjoy life more. Until I become a boss myself, until I become a businessman myself, then I realized profits is not a dirty word. In fact, if a company cannot make profits, a company will go into the drain, period, will close down. Profit is just like an oxygen to a company. Without the oxygen, the company cannot survive long enough and probably will die. So everyone from boss to the top management to even the lowest rank officer in a company, all of us should channel our effort to make sure the company make good profits so everyone can actually benefit from them. That's what we think. That's what we believe as well. When we talk about investment, well, investment sometimes can be bad, sometimes can be good. It's hard to say. But how about credit ratings? To many of us, after doing business for some time, bosses have forgotten credit ratings can be your financial resources. What is credit rating? Credit rating basically is your financial health or trustworthiness among the market people. People know how trustworthy your company is and how financially strong your company is. I give you an example why it becomes a resource. If today, touch wood, your company were to be burned down, one of your factories burned down, how much do you think a bank will be able to loan you or willing to loan you to start over again? But if today a Coca-Cola company, one of its factories burned down, guess how much financial institution are willing to give them the money? By billions, right? Probably don't even have to ask them for mortgage. Why? Because Coca-Cola has built a reputation. These are financial credits. So, third one, we're going to go into is called physical resource. Well, physical resources are much easier to understand because you can see with your own eyes. Not difficult to see. But physical resources, most of the time, if we are not careful, it become easily can go into our liabilities. I give you examples. If you have factories, you're working in the factories, or you realize that manufacturing, sometimes the production line, the engine, the machines have gone into old age, become obsolete. Those engine that installed years ago, sometimes in today's market, months ago, become obsolete. these engines, this machine has become a burden to the company. Okay, last but not least, we cover information. Now, to answer the question about what is information resource, let us go into our short ad. It takes about 2 minutes, what our company is doing on the ads, and to explain that. We'll come back later. Running a business today compared to 10, 15 years ago have changed tremendously. With the technology available to us within everyone's reach, it certainly presents to many of us a new opportunities, new business exploration, innovations. But the same technology is evolving in such a fast pace. Unfortunately, it also presents to many of us the threat and even the possibility of being wiped out.
Every day, we seem to be bombarded with jargons. To many, they sound like aliens' names, such as CRM, ERP, DSS, EDI, SCM, cloud-based, web-based, or web-enabled, IoT, data science, data visualization, RPA, and the list go on.
And yet, some businesses, pressed with the fierce competitions, both locally and overseas, jump into installing all these technologies, thinking this would bring in good results, only to find out they had made bad investment.
Take ERP for an example. More than 50% of the companies that installing this system fail to implement, after spending hundreds of thousands US$, if not millions, not to mention 3 to 4 years from planning to implementing. More than 50% fail. These are staggering figures.
Even if those that had successfully installed, many at best only improve in getting reports out more accurately and timely. But the integral part of running a successful business, such as business positioning, product innovations, decision making, best profitability strategies, cost effectiveness, were barely touched.
Then there is another type of business, adopt the that I have approach, thinking that they can pass it by using the out-of-date computer system. Those still need copy, cut and paste method, or calling the secretary for updates, reports, or maybe they had spent some minimal investment on something simple of CRM, and then boom, expecting they have now the new technology in place. This happened to many medium-sized family-run businesses. Such approach not only the company in a less competitive age, but many hinder the company from progressing to its next greatness.
That's why ACLM Business Consultancy approach is to build to break through. We want to help in rebuilding our clients' foundation through working closely with them to understand what they really need. Then, should they need to install the system, recommending the right system technology, then providing them the decision support system so that they can concentrate on crucial business operations and sound judgment when making decisions, and then find their breakthrough in the new business platform. Thank you for coming back. Well, you can see that information nowadays, in today's market, information has become a very important resource that a company should have. Unfortunately, most of the companies nowadays do not have that intense information on their laptop or on their palm top. So informations become valuable when you can have it real time, when you can have it on the spot, when you can do something about it. These are information resources that it become important. But we realize that when we go into our consultancy job, that's why we form our consultancy job, because we realize a lot of companies, when you ask them, they say, yes, I have installed some information technologies in my company, but their information still cannot be in hand, cannot be on the spot. They still have to call the account department for update reports. And account departments, when they give you the report, it's always after they close the account on the 15th of every month, only they give you the reports. As a sales director, by the time you look at the reports, what's the use of the reports? It's of no use. You want to look at the reports then and then. Yesterday, how much did your company do? You want to know. So in order for a company to be able to tap on these resources, you have to tap it on effectively and efficiently. Then only you can do it. Well, we're coming towards the ends of our session. Well, to be successful, it is important that an organization not only to achieve their goal, but to do it so in efficiently and in effective way. What is efficient and what is effective? We want to share with you next time. So do a summary. What are the 4 resources a company should utilize, gather together to utilize it so that they can achieve goals together? What are those? We have shared. Number 1, yes, you're right, it's human resource. Always put it as the number 1. Number 2, financial resources. Number 3, physical resources. Last but not least, information resources. You know, just a piece of advice. Every time you look at your company, and if a company is getting into trouble, you check on these 4 fundamentals. We can guarantee you most of the time either 1 or 2 of these fundamentals has gone wrong. Just go back to these fundamentals, these 4 resources. If you check them and you handle them well, we assure you your problem will be solved most of the time, and you are going to the next level of your best breakthrough. Well, I hope we have shared enough and you learned some. And if you like it, share with some of your friends. If you like it further, click onto our website and look at what are the things that we actually share. Okay, bye bye. See you next time.